whatever ways in our own journey, if we can just enable that, 3 of us, 5 of us, instead of choosing down to sit and just have a catch up, if we can facilitate a small group where we sit and pray together, and I know that there are people in the audience who do that, the experience is unmatched. And to hear Aditya's namas coming in as we have been drenching in his Karunamritam since yesterday is really special, because yesterday we embarked on a very special journey trying to metaphorically go closer to the sun, because we cannot physically go closer to him. And as we did that, essentially, if we actually analyze the largest part of yesterday, I'm doing a recap in typical Indian TV serial fashion. But in essence, if we have to really see what we explored yesterday, there is one strand that connects all the different kathas. And that simple strand is, what did people receive upon doing a namaskaram to Aditya? That namaskaram Samba did when he was cursed, and Narada started to speak to him about the Swarupam and the Tattvam of Aditya. Narada described to him various instances when people did a namaskaram to that Aditya. And who was the first person who did that namaskaram? Brahmadeva did that namaskaram before the creation of Srishti, and from that Mahatejas, which was too much for the world to take. And this has to be understood carefully, because it is not about the Tejas destroying the earth. It is about the idea that Paramatma is infinite. Paramatma's grace, his karunyam, his kanti is also infinite. We only know a portion of it. Purusha Suktam also talks exactly about this, saying we only know 1/4 of Paramatma's karunyam. 3/4 is beyond our understanding also. Brahmadeva did a namaskaram, and then Srishti began. Someone else also did a namaskaram and wanted this Jyoti, this Paranjyoti, to be born to her. Who was that? That is Aditi. Aditi Devi did this namaskaram, and her namaskaram, if you observe, when these kathas are going on, they don't tell them in a linear fashion, and that is where translations often fall flat, because translations tend to filter out some of the beautiful portions that are there in the Moola Granthas. You will see when Aditi does a shlokam, in English it is very simple to say, Aditi did namaskaram to Surya. But Aditi's namaskaram to Surya is 1 chapter long. And in that, each stotram recognizes that she understands who Surya is. Because she says something that is echoing across multiple shastras. Whenever any devata is worshipped, we see this kind of a thought coming in. You are responsible for Srishti. You are responsible for Sthiti. You are responsible for Laya. So you, who is capable of doing these 3 functions, please bless me. This is what Aditi says. The same bhavana you will see if you worship Ganapati. Sounding familiar? In the Atharva Shirsha, exactly this comes, where we talk about Ganapati being Sarvam Jagadidam Tvatto Jayate, Sarvam Jagadidam Tvattastisthati, Sarvam Jagadidam Tvai Layameshyati, Sarvam Jagadidam Tvai Pratyeti. You worship Devi, it is the same thing. Visrishtau Srishti Rupatvam Sthiti Rupa Cha Palane Tatha Samhriti Rupante Jagatosya Jaganmaye. Whichever God is being worshipped, the indication that is coming across multiple stotras on that devata is the same thing. This devata is not restricted to one department alone. This devata that I am worshipping is creating, is doing Srishti, Sthiti and Laya. I am worshipping them as the combination of that. When we do that, we expand our view of a devata. We stop restricting them to just departments that can quickly give us what we need to. Aditi did this stuti, and pleased with her tapas, Aditya was born to her, or Aditya manifested to her in how many forms? 12, Dvadash Adityas. We then spoke elaborately about the Katha of Aditya, that one Purusha who had 12 portions to him. We spoke about him and his Patnis, Sangnya, Chaya, and their children. Their children being Vaivasvata, Yama, Yami, Shani, Tapati, and Savarni. And later, again with Sangnya, he had 2 children, or rather a pair of twins and another child.
Get 18% off on sugar medicines from Apollo Pharmacy. Download the Apollo 24/7 app now.
స్కూల్లో ఏమో లీవ్ అని, ఇప్పుడేమో లవ్ అని. నా చుట్టూ
The Ashwini Kumaras, anybody remembers their name? Nyasta and Dasra. Diagnosis, treatment. The entire philosophy, the Siddhanta of healing is hidden in those names. After the Ashwini Kumara, the son Revanta, his son Revanta also. So this is the entire Surya Kutumbam that came forward. We explored their stories and then explored the fascinating aspect of how this Aditya, who is called as Jagadeka Chakshushe, he is the eye to this entire universe. The various texts that we have within our cultural ethos have done this very beautiful thing, which is not just a poetic idea. Essentially what they have done is, they have recognized that the universe is one big body. Just like how there is a human body at work, here for us, the universe itself is one big body. And in this universe, the eyes of that universal body are Surya. And we saw how within our own body, it is this eye that is the principal unit of timekeeping. From one Nimesha, we got Kala, we got Kashta, we got Muhurta, we got Dina, we got Masa, we got Paksha, we got Ayana, we got Samvatsara. The entire thing we trace to what? One Nimesha. That is why the same Surya that rules this entire world and gives light is responsible for our eyesight. So this is called as, in Sanskritam, it's a very beautiful technical term called as Pindanda Brahmanda Samanvayam, connecting the individual body to the cosmic body and recognizing that it is the same force that is at work. From here, we also looked at other devatas who did namaskaram to Surya with this recognition that his light is not just about literal light, it is Jnanakanti, the light of knowledge. And two such beings did namaskarams to him and obtained phenomenal results. Who were they? One was Hanuman, who learnt Veda Vidya from him. We explored the concept of Suvachala being with Anjaneya Swami. And the other was Yajnavalka. Yajnavalka, a rishi who was blessed by Surya and obtained the Shukla Yajurveda. The mantras that are found in the Shukla Yajurveda and the Yajnavalka Smriti are all Surya Prasadam. So in essence, we saw some facets of Surya's character. That in addition to enabling Srishti, in addition to protecting, in addition to causing cosmic phenomenons like the moon to wax and to wane, and the entire concept of Yajna, we dwelt on this about how with each changing digit of the moon, with each changing tithi, there is a devata that goes and takes the Sudha Rasam from Chandra. Once this devata does this, eventually Chandra gets depleted and the process has to begin again. As the process begins, Yajna aids that process, where we offer something to Agni Devata. Agni Devata takes it through the Aditya Mandala and then gives it to that respective Devata. And the Havis that is offered for this is Ajya, Ajya being ghee. This entire concept is spoken about in Puranas and it is so beautiful. Wherever they mention about cattle and they mention about how the milk that comes from cattle has Chandra Tattvam, it has that Sudha Rasam inside it, a line will sooner or later a line will come saying these animals treated with care, they are then milked gently and their milk is converted to ghee. That treated with care is important, and unfortunately in today's time we have forgotten that. So we believe that yes, Yajna is important, but we are not looking at the process of how well our cattle being treated when these objects are being taken from them. The horrors of today's dairy industry need to be examined by everybody who is on the ritualistic practice to understand, are we aiding or enabling that in any way? And those sensitive choices are left to us. Purana is giving it as a symbol, saying that these cattle need to be taken care of. With that idea of Yajnam and respecting the concept of Yajnam, we then looked at one phenomenal being himself, who is Yajna Purusha. Ramanamam Yajna Rakshanam Lakshanam, said one bhakta. That this being came to protect Yajnam only. Because if you look at him, he was born from the Yajnam that Dasharatha was performing. That was the Putrakameshti Yajnam. Then after he was born, Vishwamitra said, I want to take this boy for Yajna Rakshanam, to protect my Yajna. So he followed Vishwamitra. And after that, Vishwamitra said, let us go to Mithila Nagaram where there is a Yajnam happening. And when they went there, he married somebody. Who did he marry? And how was Sita found? When Janaka was plowing the land in order to perform a Yajna. So there are so many yajna rahasyams hidden in this story. And eventually, he now comes to the battlefield, this Rama, and now finds himself tired. Tato yuddha parishrantam samare chintaya sthitam. There is a little unease inside him. Can Rama feel uneasy? Question number 1. And when Rama feels uneasy, what should he do? Keep aside Rama. Keep aside Paramatma. Keep aside all these notions. In our life, when we feel uneasy, what do we do? That is why Ramayana is a story that is relevant across
Big Basket. Everything you need. Delivered now.
time. Because here, again, translations miss this. They quickly focus on all the action in the battlefield. But the action is internal more than it is external. Killing Ravana is a matter of minutes after this. But here is where he pauses. Because despondency takes over. A sense of helplessness, a sense of dejection. Isht madtidrunu kelsa agtilla. Things are not getting done no matter how much I'm working. Have we felt like that? So then what do we do? What do we do when we feel like that? We ask for help. Who do we ask for help from? Okay, Ganesha. Sorry? Surya, because Surya Katha is going on, correct? And this is where the dynamic becomes interesting, because one can lose hope. Here itself the story is branching into multiple angles. One is, when you are having that sense of dejection, what do? What did Arjuna do? When he was losing all sense of focus, he first turned his attention to the person in front of him. Who was that? Every time there is a situation, you have two options. Either you let go or you hold on firmer. And Arjuna chose to do that, and Rama also chose to do that. Is Arjuna the same as Rama? Not by any means. Rama is Narayana. But Rama is such a phenomenal acting, is doing such phenomenal acting that he shows what human emotions can go through. And that is why he allows this emotion to look like it's ruling him. In truth, Rama has no such loss of any sentiment or loss of courage. But by pretending to do so, he is essentially showing this is human nature. Human nature will bring you to a point where you have worked for something and it's not happening. Then what do? You pray. But who do you pray to? That is the biggest question. Ganesha, because you don't want Vignas. Devi, because it is Shravan Shukravaram and Pakka, you'll get money if you do this. Every Siddhanta is right in its own way. So do you pray to Ganesha? Do you pray to Devi? Do you pray to Shiva? Do you pray to Vishnu? Do you pray to Muruga? Do you pray to Surya? Are these different devatas? This is the question that gets subtly hinted at over here when somebody comes for Rama's sake alone. Rama didn't call him. He still came. The rahasyams of Surya Katha begin here. If you do upasana of one tattvam constantly, whether you know it or you don't know it, that tattvam will follow you and protect you when you need it. Rama has been doing Surya Upasana for far before this. The hint of this comes much earlier in the Ramayana. It comes when Vishwamitra has taken the two boys out of Ayodhya, and the very first morning after they are away from the palace, Vishwamitra wakes them up. Till date, Rama wakes up with that only, with that same verse. Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Narashardulam Kartavyam Daiva Manhikam. The rahasyam of Surya Upasana is here. Wake up, because it is Pratah Sandhya, Kausalya Supraja Rama. He refers to Rama's mother's name, saying, oh, one who is dear to Kausalya, Kausalya Supraja Rama, Purva Sandhya. It is Sandhya Kalam, rise before the sun comes. Why? Because you must use this Kalam. There are two ways of looking at this. One, as we spoke about yesterday, is Sandhya Kalam is Ushak Kalam. It is at Usha Kalam that the rays that destroy Ajnanam and Papam and Rogam, those rays are strongest at this point. So Ushak Kalam is extremely important for Aradhana of any Devata. And the second thing is, Vishwamitra is giving it to him as a bijam, saying, rise now and begin the karyam for which you have come. Because he takes him out of Ayodhya and then takes him there. Vishwamitra hints about Aditya Upasana over there just with 2 words, Purva Sandhya, beginning of Ramayana, Balakanda, come to the Yuddha Kanda, the end of the epic, and Agastya explores the same thing in great detail, talking about the idea that from then till now, Rama has constantly been connected to Surya Narayana. There are so many times, if you read the Ramayana, you will see when they are going across the forest, when it is Sandhya Kalam, Rama and Lakshmana will stop. Sita also stops because they use Sandhya Kalam for Upasana.